viewers, and welcome to this edition of NTB Sports Page. It's Thursday, the 2nd of February, and I'm Curtis Morton. In our headlines, we have a roundup on the ongoing WICB 4-day tournament, and in our feature for this evening, Bath United has contingency plan in place. We'll take this break and I'll be right back.
Hi, I am Shaki Mahanli, the host of On the Farm, where we are vocal about everything local. Tune in to learn about all the exciting things happening in the Ministry of Agriculture and its subsidiaries. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Nevis Agriculture. Like our Facebook page at Nevis Agriculture, or tune in to Nevis Television every Monday to watch new releases. On the Farm, where we are vocal about everything local.
Well, I'm back and we start with cricket. And we have an update on the regional 4-day tournament being hosted by the West Indies Cricket Board, round 1. Windwards versus Trinidad and Tobago. At the end of day 2, Windwards 243 all out, Trinidad and Tobago 315 all out. Amir Django got 86, Tian Webster got 79, and Ryan John had the remarkable figures of 5 for 18 from some 14 overs. Windward's second time around, 62 for no loss. Melius was 39 not out, and Robinson 20 not out. Windwards was then trailing by just 3 runs. In the match, Leewards versus Jamaica at the end of day 1. The Leewards struggling somewhat, 163 for 6, Hamilton 40, Hodge 37, Cornwall 29 not out, Mansing had 2 for 27. In the game, Barbados versus Guyana, Guyana 205 for 5, Matthew Nandu on debut, the 19-year-old West Indies under-19 player. He was 70 not out. Kevin Sinclair was 28 not out. Akeem Jordan picked up 2 for 34, Chaim Holder 2 for 36. Meanwhile, Cricket West Indies selection panel yesterday announced a 15-member West Indies women's squad for the upcoming ICC Women's T20 World Cup in South Africa starting on the 11th of February. The squad sees the inclusion of 3 West Indies under-19 rising stars who recently competed in the first ever ICC Women's Under-19 World Cup: Zaida James, Trishan Holder, and Dijanaba Joseph. Shemaine Campbell, the wicketkeeper batter, has been named as vice-captain. Experienced all-rounder Stephanie Taylor has been named in the squad subject to final fitness. And so the full squad reads: Hayley Matthews captain, Shemaine Campbell vice-captain, Aliyah Aline, Shamilia Connell, Afi Fletcher, Shabika Gajnabi, Chinel Henry, Trishan Holder, Zaida James, Dijanaba Joseph, Chedian Nation, Charisma Ramharak, Shakira Selman, Stephanie Taylor, and Rashada Williams. And so in terms of the schedule, T20 World Cup schedule for the West Indies: Monday the 13th February, they take on England. Wednesday the 15th February, they take on India. Friday the 17th of February, they take on Ireland. And Sunday the 19th of February, they take on Pakistan. We'll take this break and I'll be back with our feature for this evening.
As a responsible taxpayer, you help to finance free health care at all health centers on Nevis. Thank you for putting country above self. This message was brought to you by the Inland Revenue Department, Nevis. Be a responsible citizen.
Well, I'm back, and tonight football is in the spotlight. Long-serving coach of the Bath United Football Club, Alex Claxton, in a recent interview, indicated that the Bath United Football Club has a contingency plan in place for the continuity of the club. We're taking this. Going forward now into the next season, I would imagine you're into intense training and that kind of stuff. What's going on with Bath United at this current moment?
Okay, it's for us, we always been making sure that we stay playing football. So what it is that we haven't training officially, we continue to play football, and we have already started official training, and the players, they are working hard in terms of whenever we have gym, whenever we have field work, and whenever we have physical. We're looking forward to this season, and we have our objective going forward. We expect all players to have a level of fitness and to maintain that fitness. Not only that, but we recognize that the game is no longer being played just for 90 minutes, but probably 120 minutes, and we have to make sure that, physically, mentally, we're prepared for that kind of condition. And so we just want to say thanks to all our fans, our supporters, all those who have made it possible. And, the players, we want to say, look, hey, we just got to go out and work together, work hard, and make sure that at the end of the day we stick with our game plan and be successful for the season coming up.
And one of the beautiful things I've noticed is that Bath United has a contingency plan in place in terms of future. Lots of youths being trained as well. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Okay, yes. It is all a part of our strategic plan, in that we not only think about our senior team, but we recognize that we must have, a feeder program. And the feeder program that we started off with is the under-13s. But we recognize that because the under-13 players were already competing in the Sinkis League, that it was difficult for some of the parents who would have probably brought a 4-year-old, a 5-year-old, some of them even 3-year-old, would have been able to fit into an environment of under-13. And so because of that, we decided to have an under-12 program where we more or less cater for children age 3, 4, right up to 11. And based on how fast they progress, we move them over to the under-13 as well, because we don't want a situation where they're not sharing the ball with the younger ones. We have a situation where, they cry. And so we created an environment just for the under-12s. And not only that, but in terms of our women's program, we also, have a very active female program. And just last week, Saturday, Alexandra, who is going to be leaving us to study in Cuba to do physical education, she started a Girls Can Play program. And we intend to make sure that it is successfully completed, in that we have, Coach Melissa Clark and Lovicia Payne. We have other coaches who are going to be, working along with that program. Omarion Bartlett, he also going to be doing some work. Brandon Murray, Kenwin Collins, and of course I'll make sure that, everything is in place. Whatever guidance is needed, I'll make sure that it happens, because we want to make sure that we have a successful program. And we just want to say again thanks to all the sponsors. We want to say thanks to all those who continued. We want to say thanks to Curtis Morton for always being there to promote, football in Bath, and we really appreciate it.
And as we close out, we get some updates from the St. Kitts Nevis Football Association.
It's a new year, but the objectives of the SKNFA remain steadfast and sure, taking St. Kitts Nevis football to another level. The SKNFA Technical Center in St. Peters was buzzing with activity recently, as both the female and boys youth teams were back at work on the training pitch. SKNFA Technical Director Lenny Taylor outlined the goals for 2023 for all the teams in the national program ahead of international competitions, which will start as early as March.
We're going to continue building out our youth program. We're going to build out our technical staff so that we have a solid technical staff to execute the programs of the SKNFA. We have coming rapidly the Nations League first matches, March 23rd, March 26th, I think. So we are concentrating on that to get the senior team up and running and get it in a position where we can compete to keep with our plans of doing the best to get to the Gold Cup. So the first matches are on the horizon, and we're preparing to get that going.
On Saturday, Mr. Taylor said the youth programs, which have been ongoing, is designed to make the participants good football players. His measurement of success for the youth teams is having the teams improve on their performance from previous tournaments.
Continuing with the push to make our youth program, our young men and our young ladies, good football players, and getting them prepared to compete for the youth tournaments that will be coming starting in April with the girls, and the boys are down in August 26 in the United States. And we have these challenges ahead of us, and we're getting ready, getting everything up running so that we can meet the challenge of 2026. Bring back some championships here and continue motivating these young people. So if we didn't do so well last year, we need to come up in the pack and start moving in the other direction. So also, as we are seeing the improvement of these wonderful young players and these wonderful young ladies, their technical abilities getting much better, and we're happy. So winning we want, but if we can see some increments of success by moving from south to north in the table, then we are on the right track.
Mr. Taylor has continuously emphasized that the Erskine FA has a long-term plan to develop football in St. Kitts and Nevis. He's expecting positive results on the field in the not-too-distant future. This is the season that Saddlers FC plans to move from second fiddle to a team worthy of top 6 finish, and by extension playoff qualification. The team is preparing ahead of the start of the 2023 Erskine FA Premier League season with intense training and a new coach, former Connery FC assistant coach Samuel Phipps. At training recently on the field in Saddlers, captain of the team, Junique Eddy, spoke highly of Saddlers' plans for the new season.
The process, the restart process has been, one of the usual ones, mixed with a bit of, the carnival, end of year celebration. So what the guys were doing, most of them were engaged in a mini football development league down in the countryside. So a lot of the guys would have been playing football for the last 3-4 weeks. What we would have done in terms of starting the preparations for Saddlers Football Club, we would have started in a process of practice matches also with the intentions of getting some young players generated into the team. And we are just anxious and ready for the start of the game.
He said the players are eager to get back on the field with their new coach.
That we are anxious, we are also anxious for that. Sometimes we say coaches don't win games, but they are very instrumental in terms of setting the mentality, getting the guys physically and mentally ready for what can be in the park. The park football doesn't change. However, the mentality is what has to change. If we want to be a so-called big team, we have to be able to stand up, be there, be counted. We have been knocking on the door for years, and this season we really want to be the team that stands up and not only be at the table, but we want to have decision made at the table. We want to be able to say we are a big team, and we want to stand by it. We don't want anybody to give us. We've been here long enough. We don't want anybody to give us anything. We are here to work for it, and we'll be ready. We'll be ready to come in the park and get what is ours.
Saddlers finished in 7th position last season, missing out again on the playoffs. Will this be the season they break that mold? Defending Erskine FA Premier League champion St. Paul's United is ready to pick up from where they left off, lifting the Premier League title. When we visited the St. Paul's playing field recently, a group of players from the team were seen engaged in an intense game of scrimmage as they prepare for the start of the 2023 season. Goalkeeper Jamal Jeffers said the spirit in the team is high and filled with anticipation.
The guys are ready, as you can see behind us. Everybody is out training. We're always 3 steps ahead. So we're just looking for the opening of the league to get some news to say, the league start whenever, so that we could actually get a good start.
The 2021 Premier League title won by St. Paul's served as back-to-back title wins for the club, and their 4th in the last 10 years, cementing their dominance as the best team in St. Kitts and Nevis for the past decade. So what motivates a team like St. Paul's to show up ready every season?
So we won everything last season. but that doesn't mean that we're gonna, ease our foot off the gas. The players are hungry, they want to play, they want to, probably try to go for the cheap eat that nobody have ever done. So, the players are ready. We just want to do it for the community, and our motivation comes from within the camp, the brotherly love and everything.
The 2023 Premier League season is due to officially open on January 28th.
Well, that's our package for this evening. I am Curtis Morton, reminding you that you can watch sports if you're not fit. But to play sports requires fitness, diligence, and sacrifice. Have a good night.